Hello there and welcome to the Bootstrap course. I hope that you are enjoying the course quite a lot as Bootstrap is really a fun to learn thing. You don't have to manage your CSS, JavaScript yet every functionality is there in your website. Let's talk more about it, and in this movie let's talk about the Glyphicons. Now what are the Glyphicons? Now Glyphicons are simply a monochromatic icons or symbols which are designed for with a specific goal in the mind that says simplicity. In the previous days of the web design, the designer used to spend weeks and weeks by designing these kinds of icons that you can see on your screen, like the small heart ones, envelope, the search box, search icons, print icons, and all of that. Now, here is a good thing about the designers. The designer who used to keep a large collection of all such things in some PSD file or maybe a CorelDRAW file would be considered as a priority on hire because most of the icons and all of the things would already be there in his bag. But it's really tough to find these kinds of icons, and really the toughest part is to maintain all of these icons in the separate file and call it out them. Now, what Bootstrap has done, in fact, what Glyphicons have done is actually they have donated some icons to the Bootstrap, and these are actually not the icons. These are, you can say them as a fonts. So whatever the zoom level is going to be, they are not going to broke up. So as I zoom it quite a bit, you can see just like the text is always going to be just like that. It is never going to be blur up. The icons are having the same things. They are not going to blur up, and you can scale them as large as possible or as small as possible, and they are not going to burst up. So this is the good thing. Also, since these are the text, they can be modified as whatever you wish. Like you want to make them as blue, green, yellow, or whatever that you wish to have them, you can change the color as well. But is it tough to implement the Glyphicons? Not at all. They are the easiest to implement in the Bootstrap. You just have to remember a class that says Glyphicon and whatever the name you want to call. Like, let me just show you out here. It's really simple. Now this is the class that I have called, that is Glyphicon. And after that, now it is not that you just call it Glyphicon and it's going to work. You need to say that what subtype of Glyphicon you want to call. Like in this case, I'm saying I want to call up a Glyphicon class, and inside that I want to call up the heart icon of the Glyphicon. So I say Glyphicon-heart, and my heart appears just like that. Also, Glyphicons can be made as the link, like in this case this is a link, and here that just an icon, here an icon inside a box, and here inside a larger box. So you can see that I have called the Glyphicon inside a tag. I have called a class of Glyphicon this time, and here just simply in the span, and here inside the button I have called a class of Glyphicon. So make sure that you call it inside a span, don't just try to call all these classes out here like buttons, button defaults, Glyphicons, large, and everything. Glyphicons should be placed inside a span if you're trying to put them in the buttons. But the next question arises, how I'm going to remember all of these Glyphicons? I want to try them all of them out. So I know there is an envelope, I know there is a search, I know there is a print, but what about others? So let me show you my secret out here. First of all, it would be really rude if I don't mention the glyphicon.com. Now you can have a variety of sites. The Bootstrap has 250 Glyphicons, or maybe they have increased quite a bit. But the glyphicon.com has 610 Glyphicons, all sharp, clean, and symbols. So if you really want to have all of these Glyphicons under your bag, you can pay a small price of $59 plus of course VAT, and you can buy them. But I really think that you don't require that at the initial phase. So here is the Glyphicon. The getbootstrap.com/component is always the best site to know more about the Bootstrap, and you can see there are a lot of icons. But you can see that Glyphicon, Glyphicon-repeat, Glyphicon-refresh, Glyphicon-list-alt, lock, and all of that. Now here is my secret. I don't spend much time out here. I spend much time on this cheat sheet. It says glyphicon.bootstrapcheatsheet.com. Now the best part about it, let's say we want an icon of this signal icon. Now what I can do, I can click on this copy and copy the HTML tag of the span, and it's copied. Now let me go out here and let's say I want to put this out somewhere here. What I can do, I can press Ctrl V and that's it. I have copied a signal tag. Let me open up my file out here and you can see the signals are out here. So that's the URL you really want to make a bookmark of it. That says glyphicon.bootstrapcheatsheet.com. I'm really fan of this website, but there are dozens of such websites and it's your preference. If you find anything good or better than this, just notify me as well. So I hope you have learned quite a lot about the Glyphicons. Go ahead, implement these. These are really marvelous piece of architectures or icons that you really want to have on your website.